Hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is Carmine Sabia for Explain America, and it's time to start picking that cabinet. President-elect Donald Trump. Keep messing that up. Time to start picking that cabinet, and we got some word on some of the front runners. Before we get started, please make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Those little things really help us out, and they help our channel continue to grow. And if you're not watching us on YouTube, please visit that address in the lower right-hand corner. It's youtube.com/@explainamerica. When you get there, please hit subscribe absolutely free. It really helps us out. First, I want to go on record, and I have no knowledge of this, I'm just putting it out there. My picks for press secretary are as follows, and in no particular order: Harris Faulkner, Tucker Carlson, Megyn Kelly. But I believe they're all making way too much money to go take a government job. But if they would take it, even for a few months, that'd be fantastic. One name that's been bandied about as the director of the Department of Homeland Security, believe it or not, Marjorie Taylor Greene. And wouldn't that be lovely? She'd be involved in all those January 6 cases that would suddenly disappear. But there was a lot of other names, too, some really good ones. Some great senators and representatives and attorneys general that have been named for possibly other roles in his administration, like Attorney General, like Chief of Staff. Chief of Staff is a big one, and I'm really curious to see who he's going to pick there. But we have the front runners here. We have the front runners for Attorney General, for Chief of Staff, and we're going to have more. Guys, as these weeks and months go on, we're going to hear so much more about this stuff, and we're going to bring you the news as soon as we get it. I want you to watch this report on it, and then I want you to let me know what you think in the comments and who you would pick for key positions in the Trump administration.
That's right, we do. And look, this is really ramped up in just the 24 hours or so since the race was called for Donald Trump. And look, they have had discussions about who could potentially serve in certain roles before. It is very normal, obviously, for a presidential candidate, particularly in the general election, to have these conversations. But I will say that prior to the election, Donald Trump has not really wanted to hear a lot of the names or make any decisions regarding a potential transition and who he would fill in key cabinet roles and in his White House and administration. And that's because he was very superstitious. However, really since they saw that the race was going Donald Trump's way, even before it was called, you have heard many people, allies to Donald Trump, those who are currently working within his inner orbit, trying to pitch themselves for these key roles. Now, I want to talk through the ones that we know that Donald Trump cares the most about. First of all, I think Chief of Staff, obviously, who is he going to surround himself with? Really his top person next to him in the White House. A lot of people have really pushed Susie Wiles, his campaign manager, for that role. However, I'm also told that some people have been telling Trump and others close to him that maybe they think she could serve better in a different role, similar to what we saw Kellyanne Conway, his former 2016 campaign manager, do in his first administration, which was take on some sort of counselor and senior advisor role. We've also heard people like Russ Vought be pitched. He is someone who worked as Donald Trump's former budget director, but also ran the massive it was called the Center for Renewing America policy shop outside after the Trump administration had ended. Donald Trump has remained very close with him. And a couple other names being floated, like Brooke Rollins, who runs the America First Policy Institute, and Bob Lighthizer, his former trade representative. Now, another big name and another big role that we know Donald Trump wants to fill, that is Attorney General. Donald Trump has said before that one of the greatest regrets that he had in his first administration was not filling his Attorney General positions as well as he did. Remember, he had Jeff Sessions. He didn't make it. In the end, Bill Barr was someone that him and Donald Trump really, butted heads with, and now is criticized greatly. Some names we're hearing for that, Senator Mike Lee of Utah. We're also hearing Ken Paxton, the Texas Attorney General, who, like Trump, has also been impeached. We've also heard Matt Whitaker. He had served in an acting capacity in the Attorney General. Some other names floating around. And again, I need to be clear here, Kate, that a lot of these names, this is very early on in the process. They're really having these informal discussions with Donald Trump, but also the people they know that will be helping make these decisions.
And there are also other people that seem very clearly poised to be joining the administration at the same time, right?